but the match is starting. Boys and girls, last step of the Trackmania Grandleague. Last step. We have a standing here. This is completely insane. We could see, theoretically, 4 players or maybe even 5 players who could drop down from it. I mean, yeah, Tween and Aurel are kind of safe, but with a bad step and then all of the 4 other players who are here or maybe even here, if Revolution gets a good step, they can make it. Of course, we have the last map from the other step. As the first map now, we have Starcase by Firestorm with a lot of speed checks and the weird identity. So the map will be more important than ever because, of course, the players here, they have to push it. And they need to accumulate points just in the rounds where you can lose your points. Yeah, so this will be super interesting to see. Of course, to explain the format, we have 6 maps that will be played. The first 3 maps, you just can gather points. The more ahead you are, the more points you get. We see Riolo right now in first place. And then on the 4th, 5th, and 6th map, if you're not in the top 8, you will lose all of your points that you have gotten beforehand. This is such an unforgiving point system. But, thank you, Nightbot. But, yeah, this will be super interesting as well, because this is the last step. The top 8 will move to the Lyon LAN event, which will be on the 1st of March. And we will play for a juicy prize pool there. Unfortunately, I'm in London at this time, so I'm not able to cast it. Or I'm not able to go there. So we have Marcin and Carl Jr. missing yet again. So this could be the chance for Riolo and Scrappy who could catch them up. Look at this identity from Massa. What is going on? And where's Peck, by the way? I mean, it's still warm-up, but it's nice to see what Massa just did. That was, holy moly, that was insane. But the warm-up is starting, and we are starting. The race is live, and we are going to the first round. Be in the top 16 is the quest for the players. Unfortunately, we only have 14 players. But let's follow Peck here for that first round and see what he's doing. But everyone seems to survive it. Yup, everyone survived it. And Peck is only 0.1 of a second behind, so he didn't drop down. We see Brandon Roland, however, not making it. And as well as Riolo, who dropped behind. Oh, Riolo touched there. So Riolo is definitely out for the first round here and won't have a saying. So Riolo dropped down to 12th place. And also Roland and Bran are a bit further behind. And all the other players, Coco, not with the best start. But all the other players seem to have a good start. We see Spam right now in 2nd place. Just behind him, there is Aurel, Tween, Revo, Peck, and Kappa. So let's see what's going on here. So all of the players did the start perfectly fine. And we are going into the first, full speed is or to the full speed section of the map. You can see players have to go for either a tight approach or for a normal approach like Papu did, and have to cancel their drift, or should be able to not even let it come to a drift, which all of the players did perfectly fine. And now it's Peck up to first place, actually. Peck in first place, followed up by Spam and Papu. So this is a hot fight here for that first place. Coming up to the first identity, Papu with a really wonky approach, didn't go for some boosters. We see different approaches here, but we see such a back and forth. We see Papu actually in first and Aurel all going for their way. Oh, but Papu with a mistake. So Papu will be out in that, but everyone goes for a different approach here. What is going on? And it's actually Aurel with a very, very convincing identity in first place, followed up by Massa. And then we have Scrappy, Spam, Tween, and Peck in 6th place, who made a mistake here and didn't have a lot of speed for that section, and so he will lose an additional time towards that first place. Ooh, Peck, but 7th place is still not too bad. I mean, there is still multiple of identities that we have to pass, because you've seen Peck made a mistake, but still all of the other players. Ooh, Brandon, Matt, both with the mistakes. All of the players are not able to catch up to him. So this is actually good, good for the UK player, but we will see. We will see here going into the second full speed section. We see a lot of mistakes, however, on this map here, because there is nothing to lose for the players. But I mean, Massa is just showing what he is able to do. I mean, he's in 4th place, and this will grant him 10 points, which is insanely good. This is insanely good, but he's still in the fight. I mean, it's the 2nd lap. We have 4 more laps to go. But, I mean, you need to accumulate points beforehand in Massa state, because he's at 39 points in order to make it into the top 8. And, of course, he needs to rely on a mistake from either Spam or Kappa. He needs to rely on that. So everyone goes for that drift here, all with the inside line and all going over that boobele. Oh, but Massa clips it. Is Massa able to do that jump? Is he able to do that? He doesn't have a lot of speed. And, oh, Massa is barely able to make it. But he clipped. So Pack will come a bit closer. And as well as Revolution. So all in a hot pursuit. And all of the 3 players are able to do it. But Revolution with a mistake. And as well as Massa. So all of the players are dropping behind. And it's Pack's. It was Pack's turn now. It is his turn now. After a very, wonky approach here as well. And a very wonky approach beforehand. He gets overtaken by Treen and drops down to P5. So we see Riolu, Revolution and Massa. All 3 players are in between each other of, 0.3 of a second. So what a nice fight here between all of the German players. Of course, we have also Roland, but he won't have a saying here. He is 18 seconds behind the leader by the name of Scrappy at the moment. And he has also a very, very comfortable lead of 0.34 of a second. So let's see what Aurel is doing here. Didn't get a lot of speed over that section, but maybe he can come back with that drift section here. Yes, he can actually. He granted himself a little bit more speed than Scrappy, so he's 0.17 behind him now. Approaching the identity for the 3rd time now. Scrappy goes for the early release and therefore bumps. Aurel did it very, very good and got a very good jumping there. And Aurel, oh my god, what is he doing? Aurel with such a good lap here. Look at this, 124.08. So Aurel just shows what he's able to do. But in the meantime, we see Massa, Scrappy, Matt. Oh my, what is happening? So many players are dropping behind. And also Pack. Pack down to P9. 7 seconds behind. Actually gets overtaken by Coco here as well. Oh wait, he has a fight actually with Coco. So he's up to P8 again. But of course, this is not good for the UK player. He could have been in P3. But we have 3 more identities to pass. And P8 will grant himself 6 points. So this is also not too bad. I mean, Massa has to push it. Massa is on P6 and as well as Revolution. The points they are getting from those positions are not enough for them. It's not sufficient. Not sufficient enough. Right now we see Aurel in first, followed up by Spam. Already 2 seconds ahead of him. Then we have Tween battling now with Scrappy. Both of them 3 seconds behind the leader. And then we have Revolution, Massa, and Papu. And then we have Pack in P8. So he needs to rely and needs to capitalize from a mistake. And shouldn't do mistakes by himself. Which is really important now that he should not drop further behind. Because 7 seconds is already a lot. Alright, but identity for the 4th time now. We see Aurel approaching it up at the first. Yes, he is doing it really, really good. Really safe and not even tilting his car too much. This looks like a really, really unique approach. And look at this time. 123.7. Are you kidding me? Oh, but who dropped behind there? It is Scrappy who dropped behind. And also Pack now up to P6. Wait, what? No, Pack made a mistake. So Pack is at P7. What is happening here? Massa opted for the safe line, but still is in P4. But this Aurel time, what is he doing? Aurel is just playing out of his mind. And Papu as well with a very good dirt section here. He overtook Massa there. Yeah, I mean, imagine with the jump way. But look at this fight here. For that 4th place, we have Papu jumping a bit further than both Scrappy and Massa. But Massa with a very good tech section. So Massa needs that there is something on the land and that he is still able to do it. He's still able to do it. And as well as Pack, look at this. There is a fight going on. There's such a fight going on for that 4th place. And 4th place between 7th or versus 7th place. It's such a huge difference here. 4th place will get you 10 points, and 7th place will get you 7 points. So this is a difference of 3 points. I mean, this sounds not like a lot, but comparing those stats here, it's a lot, and it will pressure all of the players. But on the other hand, it's Spam who's doing a solid job. I mean, he's 3.5 seconds behind Aurel, but Aurel is just on another level. Aurel is just on another level. Aurel is 4 seconds ahead of Spam. What is happening, Aurel? Are you kidding me? So, Pack with a really good identity goes for that risky way and actually does it really, really good. But Massa and Scrappy, you can see that it is a tiny tad faster. And we see Matt with a 122.31. Oh my god. And also Pack pushed it. Pack with the 2nd fastest lap time. And then Aurel going for that safe, quote-unquote, approach with the 3rd fastest lap time. So, Aurel with the fastest lap here, of course, in that kind of thing. But also Matt pushing it for the additional 2 points. And I think he will actually get it. You shouldn't underestimate those. I mean, now the 6th lap, everyone goes for that earlier finish. So maybe Pack can get the fastest lap time, or maybe can overtake a player. He's on 6th place. So this is a hot battle here for that P4 placement. Actually, Pack with more speed compared to Scrappy and Massa. So let's see what he's doing. Pack goes for the attack. Pack up to P4. More speed than Scrappy. So what a great line there from the UK player. Let's go a bit backwards. What a fight here for that 4th place. We have 5 players. 5 players in between each other. Tween is just dropping a bit further behind as well. So what we will see in the end will be insane and will decide some of the points. So who's gonna take it? Massa dropping a bit further behind. He lurks in the shadow and he hasn't had enough speed for that one. Oh, wonky approach for him. So who's gonna take it? Pack with a very safe approach. But Massa comes back strong. Who's gonna take it? Who's making it? Oh my god, this is super intense. But Pack in P3. Pack in P3 over Scrappy, Massa, Papu, and Tween from P3 to P7. Oh my god, what a fight here for the ending. But Pack was able to grant himself the 3rd place. GG's for him. Oh my god, what an intense last lap here. Holy shit. Oh man. So this was so important here for Pack, granting himself 12 points to the total standing. Then of course we have Matt the Madman granting himself 2 points. But yeah, oh man, look at this. What a fight here. Massa, Scrappy and Pack were able to overtake Papu and Tween in the end. Oh man. I need to drink something. And this will pressure Kappa and Spam because, I mean, of course, Kappa granted himself 6 points, but Matt, Bran, and Pack are coming close. I mean, Matt only got himself 6 points, but still, this is still something that you can lose. Okay, going to the 2nd map now. Whew. Oh man, what a round. Yup, Marcin has connection issues yet again, unfortunately. And then we have Carl Jr. who can't play yet again. I don't know why, but he's not able to play. So Rod around here for the first time, but Pack did it really, really good. After those first wonky rounds, he was able to grant himself the 3rd place. After a very, very hectic 3rd last round. Yep. So Pack is still going for that way. Of course, it's a bit slower but safer. Because if you clip it, you will lose a lot of time. So this is... I've already said that in the beginning. But this will be a super, super long step. Because all of the maps are rather longer. As well as this one. I think this is the longest map. With a first lap of 1:30. Something like that. So interesting to see what will happen here. So we need to keep our eyes on Kappa and Spam, of course, because those are the players who could drop down. But so far, it's really looking good for Spam. Granted himself 14 points, and as well as for Aurel. I mean, he could have dropped behind as well, because he was only at 124 points, but now he's up to 144. But of course, everything can happen here in the end. Every point is valuable and important as players are warming up and are getting closer towards that identity. It was, I think it was Tween who won that map. Or who, no, it was either it was Papu or Tween who won it. Someone like that. I don't know who was that. Or maybe even Bran. No, Bran didn't win this one. I don't know who won that map. Or Rel, I don't know. Someone like that. Oh, look, oh my god, what was that Pack jump? Oh my god, he jumped so far. I just know that Massa failed this one. And you need to really go straight down the fin. Because otherwise you will tilt and you will lose all your speed. But we are going into the second map. Zeppelin it is. And as always, we are following Pack, who goes for that safe way, as well as Roland. Which is rather a bit slower. Hopefully this won't this won't be the issue that Pack is not granting himself a lot of points here. But right now it's looking good. He finds himself 0.3 behind the leader, who is Massa. So Massa really shows again that he's one of the fastest. But now it's Revolution, and we see already one player who fought behind. It is Papu who dropped behind. So he did a really good step. I think the step with the most points. There. So Papu got a mid-road bug. Oh, this is unfortunate, but I mean, he's still 1.5 seconds behind. This is nothing that he can't catch up to. because this identity is really, really hard. Papu goes for that wallbang, which I did as well, and Roland actually failed that. So Roland is not showing it again. Hopefully he practiced those last 3 maps. I know for a fact that Roland has the exams at the moment, but still, it's really bad to see that he's not able to do it that good. So we see Spam and Pack betting it out, as well as Riolu here and Aurel. So let's see who's gonna survive this identity and who's gonna fail it. It's really looking good for Pack and all the other players, so everyone seems to survive it. No one really dropped behind majorly, as we only see Coco dropping behind. He had to respawn, so Coco has to opt for that respawn route. And yeah, he brain-necked. He has to collect this CP at the top. So Coco is definitely out on this map, finds himself more than 14 seconds behind. Oh man, this is not looking good for him. So Pack still in the mix, only 1 second behind. And then we see Papu, after that mid-road bug or what it was, being on 12th place. But he's still lurking in the shadow. He needs to rely on a mistake, of course, or just has to survive those identities. But yeah, right now it's looking good for all the players except of Roland and Coco, because they unfortunately made some mistakes here and there. And Coco just with a brain neck. But this can happen if you are a bit in a pressure situation. Yeah. So, all good, all good. Pack decides to not going for that wallbang, which is, of course, safer. But the wallbang feels... the wallbang feels better for me. But, of course, if you're failing it 1 out of 6 times, I would not go for that. Alright. So, Pack in a battle here, just behind Aurel, Scrappy, and overtaking Kappa there. With a lot of speed, so Pack up to P8. But let's see, is he able to survive this identity? Ooh, we see different approaches again. The only player who went for the right way, it was Revolution. So no, like, speed loss or time loss for him. As we see Pack overtaking some players here and there. Actually, no. Everyone seems to survive it. Oh, Massa not with a good landing. I thought for a minute that he will flip there, or like his car will tilt, but this didn't happen. So still a very, very strong battle here for that P3 placement. As we can see, 5 players in between each other. There was Scrappy, Matt, and then also Aurel and Pack here betting it out. And also Revolution is a bit further behind. 1.8 seconds behind the leader, but only 1/10 of a second behind Massa. Or 1/20th of a second now. No, not 1/5 of a second. That's what I was talking about. Oh, but Pack! Oh my god, that was so close. Pack almost died there. Oh, he had to readjust his line, and therefore Kappa is overtaking him. His direct opponent, Matt, goes for the wallbang. But you see, this can happen if you are risking it too much. Matt is dead. Matt is dead and now in P11. So this is not looking good for the Brazilian player. Oh man, not looking good for him. Ooh, Revo goes so close to the CP there. Was able to stabilize his car and was able to survive that one. So this is good for him. Good news, good news. So Revolution will go for that right side approach again. Who's gonna fail it this time? It seems that no one has failed it. As we see Pack right now in 9th place. Just crossing there with Revolution in the air. Oh, looking good so far. Oh, but Pack with a bug! Oh no, he's fortunately able to make that jump. But Pack with a really, really weird bump. I thought we were not playing Trackmania Nations anymore. But apparently we see bugs happening on that. And we still see Tween, who's in 1st place at the moment, being 1 second ahead of Bren. And then we have Scrappy just behind him. As we see Massa overtaking Aurel, the winner of the prior map, who's battling out with Kappa at the moment. So really, really interesting to see that. Nothing is set in stone here, of course, as we have 3 more identities to go. So Pack, really unfortunate stuff there for him, just behind Spam and Riolu here. And of course, he really needs those points. 5 points or 4 points is not enough for him. He needs more than that. He has to strive for more. Because, I mean, he got 12 points on the prior map, but he needs more than that. He really needs more than just those 3 points. But he gets closer towards Spam here. Oh, goes super close there. And therefore has more speed. So let's see the identity for the 4th time now. Who's gonna make it and who's gonna fail it? Oh, Revolution with the other approach again. And we see Riolu not with a lot of speed. So Riolu is not able to make it. Riolu with a respawn. And Riolu is down to P11 or even P12. Oh, yeah, he stays ahead of Matt. But Riolu is down. And we see Pack all of a sudden being back in P7 again. And we see a huge lead from Kappa over Pack. So this will be not a very climatic round in terms of the 6th place or something like that, because we really need to, or Pack needs to rely on a mistake from another player. But we can see here 4 players just in between half a second of each other. We see Massa, Scrappy, Aurel, and Kappa who are dropping it out, who are betting it out for that 3rd place. And we see then Bran a bit further ahead. But Massa with a mistake. So Massa not with a lot of speed over that uphill. And Tween again, or still in 1st place. And we see Massa actually dropping behind. And it's now Pack. Oh, not with the best dirt. What is happening? Dude, I want to say something about a player. And then all of a sudden something different happens. So Pack dropping behind and Massa also dropping behind, and as well as Kappa. Massa with another mistake, as it seems. Or did he make another mistake? Okay, no, this section is just very slow indeed. Oh, Massa not with the best landing. Oh my god, I thought for a minute that he's not able to make it. Oh, Pack also survived it, as well as Spam. So Pack is lurking the shadow. Pack is lurking the shadow, and he needs to push it a bit more. Not the best landing for him. Didn't get a lot of speed over that one. So Spam is extending his gap. But Massa dropping behind here. Not with the landing that he was expected to have. So Pack up to P7 yet again. And Massa down to P9. And as well as Revolution who dropped behind. So we see those battle here. But ooh, we see Pack being attacked by Papu, who dropped down just at the start of the map yet again. So let's see what Pack is able to do. Is he able to grant himself that 7th place? Will he catch up to some player? Or is he dropping behind? Which I do not hope. Right now it's looking good for the UK player. Hopefully the wallbang or the uphill dirt turn will not make some damage to him. As we see Papu goes for that uphill section. And now he has more speed. So Papu is overtaking Pack here in this section. And this could be all in the ending here for that 8th place. As we see Kappa overtaking Scrappy here. So Kappa, the direct opponent, is in dire need of points if he wants to stay ahead of all the other players. So who's going to take that 3rd place here? Is it Scrappy or Kappa? But we can also see a risk here from Bran, as both of them are surviving it, but Bran with more speed. So who's gonna take that 1st place? Is it Bran or Tween? Bran with a very low jump, and therefore comes a bit closer towards oh, we see Scrappy dropping behind. What the fuck is going on? We see Tween winning it. Oh, and who's gonna get 6th place? It is Pack, actually. Oh no! Whoo, Pack! Don't give me a heart attack in the end. Oh my god. So Pack granting himself 6th place and therefore 8 points towards his total standing, as he overtakes Papu there in the end. And we see Scrappy dropping behind. Tween wins 100 euro. Bran in 2nd, of course. Then we have Kappa, Aurel, Spam, Pack, Papu, Massa only on P8, unfortunately. Revolution only on P9. And then Riolu not really showing what he's capable of doing on P11. But of course, the last 3 maps will be important. And as Riolu's already qualified, it is not such a huge deal for him. As we see Pack with 20 points now, which is really good for him. Moving a bit closer towards Bran. I mean, he's still 30 points behind. He needs to rely on a mistake from Kappa and Spam, else it is the GG for the UK player. But in the meantime, he's overtaking Matt. And Matt with 69 points and Pack up to 70 points. But of course, this is still not enough. As we move to the 3rd map, which will be, what was the name again? Free Spirit, right? Yeah, Free Spirit was one of my favorite maps. Easy identity, and a map where maybe players can take the chill pill. Alright. So we will eventually see Pack having a good placement here, as we know that he is a very good tech player, and this map is very tech heavy. But players are warming up. The map is by Link, Exalty Link, so he's playing the OGL as well and doing a good job. I think he's actually in the top 15, so he can actually make it into the playoffs. But I will say something about the players afterwards, because the top 8, the low top 8, so the place 9th to place 16th, will drop to the lower tier and will battle it out against the top 8 of the Open Grand League. And 2 spots will be changed, or can be changed, if an OGL player beats a TMGL player. He will drop down into the OGL, and the OGL player will move up to the first league, to this league here in the summer step. So Pack, as we can see, with a very good warm-up. Just Riolo is a bit ahead of him, and Riolo also with a better dirt section. Maybe you remember it here. We've seen Pack who respawned too early and therefore lost his points in the prior step. That was not good for him, as we've seen him now failing at this one. But I think this won't happen here. And we've also seen Riolo, who went for this Neo Slide technique, which is 0.2 of a second faster, but also very, very hard to do. So really interesting to see what if Riolo is doing that in the match as well, or if he will save it. I mean, he's only at 10 points and he has nothing to lose, so maybe he's just playing for that 100 euro. Who knows? But third map is starting now. Free Spirit from Link. As per usual, I'm gonna spectate Pack here for that first round. No one with a real mistake, only Roland again with a mistake. But I think Roland won't have a saying in this step anymore, unless he is winning all 3 next maps. But I think this is very unlikely, as we see Pack with a no slide. So he drops a bit further behind, and also Papu with a mistake. So again, Papu with a mistake in the first lap. This is not looking good for him. But of course, he's first in the leader ranking with 246 points before the step. And now he's actually at 263. So this is looking good for the Frenchie, as he's battling out with Pack. Papu with more speed over him. But of course, it's nothing set in stone. We have 6 laps that will be played. And of course, 6 identities that every player has to pass. Pack gives us a very, very good overview. He is only 1 second behind. He is going for that respawn. And we see players by the name of Aurel going for that slide. But Pack did it really good here. And let's see if he can accumulate more speed. Papu goes very, very interesting. And Bren with a touch. So Bren will most likely not able to make it into the CP here. Oh, he has to respawn. And this was such a late decision for Bren. So this will be no Briano for Bren. Points-wise here. Even Ronan is overtaking him. We see Coco and Matt dropping behind, as we see Pack only being 1.2 of a second behind Massa, who is the leader right now. So Massa, Riolo, Tween. Massa is just pushing it here. I mean, Massa only with 15 points, but if he wins this map, now he's up to 35 points. But of course, he needs 3 more good maps after that in order to qualify himself for the LAN event. That will be in Lyon on the 1st of March. So only in 4 weeks, kind of. Yeah, 4 weeks it is, or like 3.5, something like that. You can do the math. I'm commentating. We just see a Pack being in P10. I mean, he's 1.4 seconds behind. This is still something that he can catch up to. But on the other hand, this map is so easy that every second that you lose here is so important. Alright, so a lot of players are going for that slide. Papu went for it, and he did it really good. So he's extending his lead over Pack. Alright, let's see. So Pack with a really good section goes super risky there and has more speed than Papu. So he will overtake him, and as well as Coco, as it seems. No, not Coco, but it seems that he had more speed, but it wasn't the case. So Pack with a good identity, but Riolo did it very good as well. So Riolo, the German player, I have a bet with him. If he wins a map, he gets a beer from my side. So Riolo up to first place, followed up by Massa. So hopefully Riolo is not gonna win. Otherwise, I will have to give him a Weizen. But yeah, we will see. So Riolo, 3rd lap we go, and Riolo's in first. I can't believe it. Riolo is just playing for that map win. I really like to see that, because he didn't win a map so far. We see Tween a bit further behind, and then Aurel, Kappa, Spam, Revolution, Coco, and Pack. So no major position changes so far, as you see Kappa overtaking Aurel. Pack now with the best entrance here, as he didn't get the no jump section, but still he's in P9 and still in the mix. Oh, Coco almost touched the wall there, but was able to not lose some speed. What a battle here for that first place. Let's actually see how they are doing that approach to that identity. Let's see how they are doing it. Massa is a bit further behind. Who is going for that drift? Both are going for it. Oh my god, Massa not with a lot of speed. Riolo has a little bit more speed than him. Tween, I think, went for the respawn. Spam also in the mix, as well as Aurel and Revolution. Look at this battle, and Kappa is there as well. And Pack did it really good yet again. Revolution dropping a bit further behind and not with the best speed outcome yet again. As we see, a lot of players are falling behind. Aurel did it really good. And Pack all of a sudden up to P8. Going into that fourth lap. So Riolo just shows that he is very, very good on this identity. And on the third, as we have seen a back and forth between him and Massa beforehand. But now Riolo has a comfortable lead of 1 second over Tween. So Massa dropped a bit further behind. And therefore Tween was able to capitalize from that. So some gaps are here, but we see this battle here for that 4th place between Aurel, Spam and Kappa. So all of them are in need of points if they don't want to get overtaken by some of the players here by the names of Pack and Revolution. Oh, but Kappa with a mistake, and he gets overtaken by Revolution in the meantime. So all of them with a very good section, as well as Pack, who is now in the mix and battling it out. And all of them are battling out for that 5th place. So nice cluster here for that battle here. Revolution not with a very strong line, but still is in the mix. Ooh, look at Pack. Pack is really, really pushing it. He's pushing it. Going to the identity for the 4th time. Riolo, yes. Massa, yes. Spam as well, but not with the best speed outcome. Aurel, in the meantime, overtook him. And Pack is surviving it as well. And Pack actually now up to P5. He's up to P5 and has really, really a lot of speed over that. He's not extending his, or he's not decreasing his lead, but Riolo is just going for that Neo slide and for a very, very good identity. But Pack can be really happy about that 5th place right now. As he gets attacked by Kappa in the meantime. Oh, both with really good lines, but Kappa with more speed over that section here, which is really important as we see Scrappy driving the fastest lap. And then we have Pack. Oh my god, I didn't even know that. Pack did the second fastest lap here with 100 of a second. Of course, this fastest lap will also be very, very important. So maybe Pack can make it happen. But let's see. We still have Riolo in the lead. So Riolo could win himself 100 euro as we are in lap number 5. Massa just behind him, but with a mistake. So Massa. Oh no, Massa had to respawn. And Tween overtook him. So just in the meantime, when I say that Massa from P2 to P8. And this is not good for the German player. Oh no, oh no, oh no. So Riolo actually with a huge lead now of 1 second ahead of Spam. And also battling it out with Aurel here for that 2nd place. Let's see who's gonna survive this identity. Is Riolo going for that save or for that slide again? He's going for the slide again. As we see Aurel, you can really see the difference here if you go for that slide or not. Aurel just overtook him, but Spam could make it happen with a good identity, but didn't do the Neo slide that good. So Spam is dropping a bit further behind, and we see this battle going into the last lap. We see Pack in 5th place. In 5th place. Just overtook Revolution there, but nothing is set in stone here for that last lap. As we see a very, very close battle here for that top 3. We see Spam actually right now in 3rd, followed up by Kappa and then Pack, but nothing is decided yet. Revolution also can have a saying here for that 3rd place, as we see Tween with the fastest lap time, but still Tween is down to P7 after a mistake. I didn't know what happened to him, but it's not looking good for him. Alright, so let's see what will happen here. One last time on this map, on Free Spirit. Map number 3, of course, the exciting stuff will happen afterwards because you can lose your points. Revolution with a very wonky approach here, and the players are extending the lead over him. So this is the battle we should focus on right now. Who's gonna make it? Is Spam gonna get P3? Is it Kappa? Or is it Pack? All of them are direct opponents in the leaderboard ranking. Who's gonna take it? Pack now with a good dirt section, so maybe he has to risk it. Who's gonna go for that slide? Who has more speed in the end? It is Aurel Riolo who all survived it. It's all neck and neck. But we see some player maybe respawn to... Oh no, never mind. Oh, Spam with a bad line. And it's actually Pack up to P3. What is happening to Spam? Spam is able to make that, but it is Revolution overtaking him. And who's gonna take that 3rd place? Is it Kappa or Pack? Pack looking really good. So it's Pack in 3rd place. So from 5th to 3rd in the last lap. GG's to him, and Riolo actually wins his first map, and Spam dropping down to P12. P12 for 13 for Spam. Oh no, Spam is definitely the loser of this map, but really nice to see that Riolo, even though he had the lead of 1+ second, stays cool and grants himself the first place. And it's also very good for Pack here that he granted himself 12 points. So it's only now to really get those points through and hope that Kappa or Spam loses their points. So very good performance here from Spam in the first 3 maps. Wow, and actually Riolo with the fastest lap time. So he gets the 100 euro, 20 points and plus 2 points. So great job there for Riolo as he moves up in the leaderboard ranking and is now equal with Pack. But yeah, great job there from Pack here. As we can see, he's in P4. Only Aurel, Tween and Riolo, who is equal, are ahead of him. And then the loser, of course, of this map, unfortunate to see that, is Bren and also Massa. I want to stress out Massa, who had a really wonky approach there. But yeah, we have a break now. And let's see. Let's talk towards Speedy. Whew. Oh man. This is the first map that we're going to play. But let's go into the Discord and talk towards Speedy. Alright. Hello.
Hello.
Wow, it was really exciting to cast Spam and to have the focus on him. Because on the first map, he just won everything in the end. On the second map, it was like, yeah, it was okay. And third map, also really good last lap for him. So Pack really is trained on this. Really nice to see.
This time it looks really good for him.
Yup.
But I'm curious about this control tower map. What I saw scared me.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he really needs to hope that Kappa or Spam are losing the points. And he needs to get 1 big boy placement yet again. Or maybe even 2. But 32 points is so much.
Also, Bren is still there.
Yup. But I don't really see Bren being that... I mean, he really struggled on that. And Pack just seems to be in the zone. Like, on those pressure situations, he delivered. Like, in the step. He just delivered. And he did really good on the other maps.
That's true. Will be tough. Not gonna lie. Do we know how many points Spam had before? He had...
91.
Quick maths? 91, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So Spam...
if Pack doesn't lose, and if Pack doesn't lose anything, and Spam makes a mistake, possible.
Definitely possible. So if Pack really gets... I mean, if Pack wins 3 maps, for example, or gets 3 good placements, and Spam only gets 5 or like 6 points. Okay, you need to be first then.
It will be really tight mathematically speaking.
Yup. But I mean, really interesting. Really nice, interesting step. Also, Kappa could drop down, and Tween maybe as well. Oh no, Tween not. Who was that? No, not Scrappy. Who was in 6th place? It was Aurel, right?
The last map, or?
No, in general. It was Aurel who was on 6th place, right? Yeah.
Yes.
He's at 124. So theoretically, if Massa, Pack, and maybe even Bren or someone like that getting a really good step now, or like really good 3 maps, they could all make it. I don't know.
Massa is really tight. I think he has to win everything.
Yup.
I don't think that's gonna happen. It's a bit of a tall task.
Yeah, theory though.
The thing is, if this first map goes down the trash can, then the rest of the step is gonna be a bit boring.
Yeah. I say that it's either super interesting or super boring.
That's true. It's all on this map now, and I wish this was the last map. So it was more ironic.
Yeah, the USB map.
Yeah. But yeah, it's the first one, so or the 4th one. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, the last one is also very interesting speaking.
I'm actually not sure about the consistency of this tower.
I think
I didn't see much of this map otherwise.
I mean, it's just the speed that you have to aim for.
Do you actually... You have to release them mid-air, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh god.
Yeah, so I think this identity is cool, but not for a step 6.
Oh, and there's also only one hole that's valid. Or can you also get the one below? Because it didn't look like it. That's... Because I'm questioning currently the respawn ability.
Yeah, I think it's all, everywhere possible.
Oh yeah, you can make it, yeah.
So I had a bet with Riolo. If he wins the map, then I give him a beer. Shit.
Oh, I'm a bit close. Oh my god, the respawn is so bad.
Which one?
For the tower. Because you will for sure land in the bottom.
Ah, yeah, you're not making the perfect way then, yeah. But we see here Pack betting out with Riolo. Riolo with a little bit more speed. So I think it's all in the identity. Because other than that, the map is rather easy.
Let's see what happens.
Okay, let's see. Okay.
Riolo goes for the early release.
Oh my god.
Okay, it's give or take equal, so...
Yeah. I mean, it's just how long you accelerate. Of course, an earlier release is better. I mean, the perfect thing is to brake before on the boost and then just go full speed in mid-air. But yeah, the angle is too tight for that.
I can see most of them just go full speed and then release really late to ensure that they're gonna make it.
I would do the same actually. Or I did the same when I did that one. It didn't even...
It's better to bob your head against the top and still make it than not even reach it.
Yeah. Because...
Or in the middle.
The freewheel is not that unforgiving. That is there.
That's true, yeah. But I think you always overjump it normally, from what I saw.
You can overjump, yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
So we will see some interesting stuffs there.
The rest of the map seems pretty easy, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, we could go for some commentary now together. I don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
Am I wrong? The rest of the map looks pretty easy. Let's see. It's high speed, but that's about it.
Yeah, but we are starting now. Map number 4. Be in top 8. Of course, we have only 14 players who will keep their points. So let's keep our eyes on Pack yet again. As we see him making it pretty good. Actually moves up to P2. Just behind him is Bren, but it's of course impossible to call here in this very hectic first turns. But yeah, Pack with a very good start. Very good for him.
That's also really good for him, as on the last 3 maps he always had a poor start.
Yeah.
Or made a mistake mid-round in the first lap, which really doesn't help him. But currently P3.
Yeah, looking good for him.
So decent.
We've only seen Roland, who's not delivering at all, being in P14. But we are approaching the identity just after this. Yeah, a little bit of a... Yes, yeah, how you can say that. This reminds me of the first... or one of the first TMGL maps with the jumping with the boosters to the left and to the right. Don't know the name of that. Okay, let's see who's gonna survive this identity. Bran goes for an earlier release as Pack does it very good. Overtakes Bran here in that section. So this looks really good for him. Up to P3 now and has more speed than Papu. Hello Tycoons, it's Speedy who's casting with me.
Hello.
Just now, because I've joined him, we see Coco made the mistake, and as well as Roland. So Roland maybe sees this map for the first time. I don't know. I don't want to accuse him, but it's bad to see that he is underperforming like that. But maybe he has some real-life activities, so I don't want to accuse him. Everything can happen here. But we see all the other remaining players being in between each other of 2 seconds, as it seems. So Aurel right now on P12, but only 2 seconds behind the leader, who is Tween right now. Just behind him there's Papu, and Bran and Riolo overtook Pack in the meantime. But still a good performance here for Pack. He really needs to rely on a mistake from Kappa or Spam, who are just behind him. But Pack comes a bit stronger here, as we see Riolo with a very risky line, gathers a lot of speed over that section, goes a little bit more outside and grants himself more speed. But of course we are jumping now again into the tower who's gonna make it, but Pack not with a very good identity as it seems, but he survived it very good. But look at Kappa. Kappa from P6 to P3 here. So very good identity for him. Pack, this looked really, really thrilling for him. As we see Massa, rip. Massa is not able to make it. Massa is rip. So there's no way that he is able to make it. Because if he loses points, he's only at 39 points. He is not able to make it to the land. So unfortunately to see that from the German player. But let's focus on the other battle. As we see here, what a battle between Papu, Kappa and Pack. Papu a bit further ahead and also Kappa just lurking a bit away. As we see Pack going for a very, very conservative line here and just wants to save it. Which is totally fine because the identity is the most important part here. As we have seen Kappa in the prior lap just zooping away and granted himself so much speed. And look at this. Where is Spam? Spam in P9. Spam is in 9th place.
Not too far behind Matt though, so identity can make or break it. Let's see.
Let's spectate Matt here.
Oh, Kappa again, really good. Oh my god.
Pack no! Oh, but he was able to survive. So Pack 2 seconds behind, but he has to rely on a mistake from another person. I'm not sure, I didn't spectate him. I was not sure what happened there, but he is in dire need of a mistake from a different player. He
was releasing too much and basically bounced off. Not ideal, but at least he's surviving somehow.
Okay, but I mean, he can see Spam and Aurel here. He needs 2 more places in order to secure his points. But also Aurel, 44 points are on the table. And we see Massa, I think, not playing anymore. He's 32 seconds behind. This is very, very poor to see. So let's focus here on Pack. As we see, on the other hand, Riolo, Bran, and Tween in the top 3. And also Kappa doing a good job. But, of course, Pack needs to push it. He needs to push it. But everything can happen here because players have to approach his identity 3 times now. Let's just go with Tween here for the first one. Let's see who is surviving and who not. Tween. Okay, looking good for him. Very, very solid approach. Yup, he's surviving it. Bran goes for the low jump. Bran is dead. Bran is dead. He had to respawn. Oh no. Aurel up to P8, but also Matt dropping behind. So Pack all of a sudden up to P8 again. So this is really good for the UK players. So Bran is dead. Bran is also dead. And this is a direct opponent for Pack here. If I remember correctly. He's at 104 points, so he will lose 23 points. And Pack will eventually secure his points if he's able to survive those 2 more identities. Wow. What is happening?
This is a lot of action right now.
Yup.
But no time to relax. Next round of identities coming up.
Yeah, as we see a very close battle here. Look at this. Spam, Papu, and then just 1 second behind we have Aurel. So this is really close here. Spam isn't, of course, in need of points. But if he's not losing his points, it is safe for him. But, of course, everything can happen in this identity. One misrelease or misjudge of the turns or of the jump, to say the least, will... Yeah, this will just not be good for you. But look at this Tween performance. He's 2.7 seconds ahead of Riolu. But who actually caught up? Let me see, Papu
everybody made it. Yep. Yes, everybody made it.
Looking good. Oh, but Pack comes a bit closer towards Aurel there. As it seems, but it's still 1.5 seconds. But battle here for that 5th place. Or for that 4th place between Kappa and Spam. Kappa taking a very, very good 3rd section. Goes a bit too wide there. And therefore, it's neck and neck yet again. Spam goes for Wriggle and has more speed. So back and forth here for that 4th place. Great performance there for both of the players. And still Pack holding strong on that 8th place. Unless he's not making a mistake on the last identity, he will keep his points. Brent is 4.7 seconds behind him. So Pack can take it easily. Or can take it easy. And just have to save his points into the finish.
He also has to save it. The guys in front of him will not take any risks anymore.
Yup. As we see,
there's no point for them.
I mean, there's a battle going on between 4th to like 7th place. This could change, but they won't take any major risk because they can't win the map. As we see, Tween Yup, he's making it. Riolu is making it. Scrappy making it. Overtakes Riolu there in the meantime. Kappa making it. Spam as well. Papu making it. Aurel as well. And Pack is taking it safe. Very, very wise decision. So Pack is able to get himself the 8th place and survives it. Unfortunately, Bran and Mats are losing their points. And then we have Coco Revolution concluding up the 11th and 12th place. And then the loser, of course, is Massa, who's not able to finish. So Massa is out on this battle here for that 8th place. And great performance here from Pack, to say the least.
Yeah, very conservative, secured the points, although that mistake was, yeah, not the best.
Yeah, can happen. But he was able to survive it. But yeah, Tween, 7:25. What is this time? 1:13. So he gets the perfect map. Ooh, so very, very good performance there from Tween. Didn't he win map number 1 or 2 as well?
I think 2.
Yeah. So Pack now up to 9th place. I mean, he's very, very far behind Spam. But if Spam or even Kappa and yeah loses their points and Pack gets a really, really good last 2 maps, he is able to make it.
I think it will be on to Spam. I have a feeling a couple might be some points too far away. Unless, of course, Pack gets a double 20.
So we have 37 points for Kappa. Then Kappa is at 115 points. Pack is at 88. So if Pack gets 3rd place now, let's say, and then 1st place, yeah, it will be super hard. So he needs to rely on a mistake. But this is the pressure. Pack has nothing to lose at this part. Of course, he has to lose the points, but he is pressuring his opponents. As we see different transitions here, Pack is not going for it. As we see all of the other players, it was like equal. 8 players went for it and 8 players didn't go for it. So this was really interesting to see. Hopefully.
Quite scared, or suddenly have 8 cars in your face.
Yeah, yeah.
As a spectator.
You know this
Another
map?
dirt heavy map. Yeah, I know the map, but I didn't know this transition that the 8 guys there took. I only know the way the Pack does it.
Okay, I knew from that one, but yeah, we will see. So Spam was talking about a trick that he did here on this track. So I'm interested to see that, if there is even a trick. Maybe it's this jump or something like that, but we will see, of course. I'm curious to see, because Spam has a lot to lose. He just has to secure his points, or needs to have a good last map. This will be all decided now. As you see this identity, you have yeah, some no grip going on with a. You have some no grip going on with a freewheel block to conclude it.
So he says he has a trick. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he was talking about that like some days ago, so maybe it's just the strat with the jump. I don't know. Writer is just saying that as well. I don't know. But let's see what will happen here. As we go into the 5th map, we have Chill Shake. Oh man, what a name. Holy fuck. I think this map
Who is it actually? The mapper is not there.
Yeah, I think it's from Nadeo Lab then.
Yikes.
Ooh, okay, different
Oh,
approaches.
somebody died.
Oh, it was Tween who died. Tween who died. Oh man, and also Tween could be a very, very direct opponent, as we see here. Tween is at 186 points, but if Pack gets, yeah, I mean, theoretically speaking, Pack could overtake Tween, but I think Tween is able to finish. So, but yeah, 57 points down the toilet, as we see Tween dropping further and further behind, and also Roland, same picture for him again. Map is from Firestorm. I just hear from the chat.
Ah.
Okay, so Pack with a very good start, as well as Bran and Revolution. Bran, of course, just plays for the money now because he has nothing to lose. Just when I say that, he made that mistake. So the caster's curse is kicking in yet again. Maybe it works for Aurel as well.
What just happened?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but look at those approaches. This is the first time we're approaching this identity. Everyone does it pretty good. Pack with a lot of speed loss, but he still stays on the track. So he's down to P9. 38 points are on the stake.
Oh, I know what trick they mean. Probably the sideways that the Riolu found out.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Revolution also with a respawn. Oh, what is this for a Clown Fiesta on this track? So this track seems to be very, very hard. I mean, in a spectator point of view, it looks like not easy, but I wouldn't really consider it that hard. But of course, you have this jump into the dirt, or from the dirt, and everything like that. And then this identity, which is, yeah, kind of random as well, with the freewheel, which is really, really hard to do. So yeah, this is, yeah, what is this for a track? This is really hard. I'm just out of words for that. So Pack.
That's a really, really challenging map. In terms of, it's not that difficult besides this jumps here. So you saw with Bren failing it.
Yeah. So Pack.
So
in 8.
This drift is really nice.
Yeah. So let's see what Pack is doing. Let's follow him. As he did a really, really good transition here. As we see Scrappy. Oh, what is Scrappy doing? So Scrappy dropped further behind, and now Pack is up to P7, and also Roland, who dropped down in the first step, is now all of a sudden in P8.
Scrappy is also technically a competitor for Peck, I think.
I think Scrappy is too far ahead, as we see Scrappy 140 points.
Yeah. Too far, unlucky.
But Scrappy is most likely dead. No, not most likely, but he can still come back. But Tween, he's 10 seconds behind. This is such a huge task to do for him. So 57 points will be lost here. As you see Aurel, who's the leader in the race, being 1 second ahead of Riolu. And then we see Spam battling out with Kappa. Matt in 5th place, Papu in 6th, Pack in 7th place. And Roland just behind that. So nice to see Roland actually not being further behind. So maybe he can actually grant himself some places there if he gets a good identity. So Kappa with a very good drift section here, as we see. Oh, very good jump there from Kappa. Spam slowing down a bit. And what is Pack doing? Pack does it really, really good. Look at this speed. Up to P6. Overtook Papu there in this section. So this is how you should do this identity. This is how you should do it. Pack going for the slide. As we see Papu, I think he went for the jump, but it didn't really spectate him. And we see Roland, just when I praised him, dropping behind. And now it's Bren
Spam?
up.
Spam
Wait,
crashed.
Spam crashed? And Papu's overtaking him.
Not far enough, I think. Yeah, he will stay in top 8 though.
Yeah, but still, this is
Wow.
good points for Pack that he could need if Kappa or someone else will make a mistake. So he really needs to rely on that. I mean, we still have 3 more identities to come. But this is a fight here for that 5th place. As we see Papu and Spam lurking just behind Pack here. As we're approaching those unconnected loop section here, which really reminds me of yeah, the Raider maps or something like that. But yeah, nonetheless, approaching this identity now for the 4th time. Pack is still in the lead with a very good drift section here. Oh, who's gonna survive it? Really looking good for Pack. Pack with a very good section here. As we see Spam actually dropping behind and is in P7 now. So Pack with a really, really good section yet again. And we see Matt coming a bit closer towards Riolu here. And also Kappa yeah, is battling it out with Matt at the moment. So maybe he can have a saying here. Pack actually with the fastest lap. Look at this. 100 ahead of Bren. Oh man, oh man. So Pack with a very fast lap, and he really shows what he's able to do. The best lap right now is a 7:30 by Aurel, as you can see in the top right corner. Aurel also leading the race with 3.5 seconds over Riolu, who's having a battle with Matt at the moment. So nice to see Matt there up far. And then we have Spam. Spam 8 seconds behind the leader. But he overtook Papu there, so Spam will move up to P6.
But there will again be no risks taken, so...
Yup. Oh, Pack surviving it. Very good. So Pack still in P5. As we see a very, very close battle here for that 2nd place. Aurel just seems to be on another level here, being 2.5 seconds ahead of the 2nd place. So what a great performance there from Aurel. So he's most likely, if he's not choking it somewhere, most likely winning this track ahead of Matt or Riolu or maybe Kappa. And then we have Pack in 5th place, so he will be happy about that. But of course he needs to rely on a mistake from Spam, who's just behind him. And yeah, so it's not looking good.
Oh, Papu has dropped down, apparently.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, but Riolu? Okay, never mind.
Mistake, yeah. Tiny one though.
Yeah, I thought he made a mistake, but he just had a different line. So identity for the last time. Who's gonna fail it and who's gonna make it? We see Aurel in first. Just taking it very safe. As you can see, 0.7 behind his PB. So maybe he found a safe way now for that ending. Let's see. Oh, very good transition here from Aurel. But, oh, look at this. Aurel will stay in first after that wonky transition. Then we have Riolu. Second, Kappa. Third, Matt. Pack, Spam, Bren, and Papu. Actually, just behind him. Massa is able to finish. Wait, is he?
Yeah, he will, but he's trolling a bit.
Yeah. Wow. So Massa and P11. Roland. Is he able to finish? But look at this. The grabs are actually pretty clear here for all of the places. Maybe not for P2 and 3, but the rest is like very huge. As you see, every player finishing though. Tween loses 57 points. Scrappy with the fastest lap though, but he loses 34 points. And we see Peck up to 97 points now. 97 points for him. Step ranking is also looking good for him, but he needs to rely on a mistake from one of the players here. We see, wait, Kappa, 49 points. 115 points. If Peck wins the map now and Kappa drops behind and only gets like P13, it will be a tie, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Tween drops behind.
Kappa. But Tween will for sure make it to Lyon, that's for sure for now.
Yep. It's between Spam and Peck now. If Spam loses the points, then he is out. If Peck wins the map or just stays ahead of Spam in terms of not losing the points, this will be the GG.
It's Bran and Peck that could both make it, but phew.
Yep.
Let's see.
Matt could also make it with a map win, by the way. Theoretically, if Peck, Bran,
yes.
and
Yes,
Spam are losing it, they could also
this
make it.
map, I don't know if it's hard enough for this.
It is hard. The identity is really hard.
It's the Euro Sky uphill.
Yeah, the remake.
Oh god. Oh god.
You see different lines here again, as we've seen some players jumping and others are not. We have two like really hard sections with a hairpin and also this AO8 section. So this will be a very interesting map to see how players will perform. So maybe some player will... I can really see like a Roland who practiced this map or someone like that who wants to annoy some players. Who knows? Who knows? So everything can happen here on this track. This identity is really hard because you have to... If you get a lot of speed out of that, this is so good for you. And if you clip something, you will lose a lot of time.
There's a lot of places you can fail on this.
Where will Tween surely make it? You see Tween with 132 points, and he already lost his points. So Tween, there is no way that one of the players here is overtaking Tween. There's also Spam who could lose their points. Then we have Kappa who could lose their points and could also not make it. But this will be very unlikely. We will see. Everything will be declared in 8 minutes. So map number 6, the last map of the Trackmania Grandleague is starting. Of Trackmania Grandleague Step 1, of course. Or like, no, like Step 1, Season 1. So we see Spam with a very good start, but goes for a little bit of a different line. Yeah, the interface is a bit weird. It's all a bit weird, but still. Maybe you got... But Spam with a mistake! Oh no, Spam with a mistake. So Spam drops down to P13. And this is exactly what Peck wants. So Spam is getting pressure right just when the map starts. So this is exactly what I was speaking of. Now Spam is dead. Spam is dead at this moment and he really needs to push it. The pressure is rising for him. The pressure is rising. I mean, still he's P13 and nothing is lost. But he's in the red. He's in the red section. This is not good for him. As we see Kappa in the lead. Roland dropping behind as well as Tween. So Tween can maybe just go AFK or something like that. It doesn't matter. Tween made it anyway because of a good step. But we see Spam and Coco with a mistake. But Spam in P11. Peg!
Mid.
Peg! What are you doing? No. But now the identity is coming up. Who's gonna make it? Who's gonna break it? Revolution dropping behind. Goes for the respawn, which was a good idea. Aurel as well with a mistake. And Papu dropping behind as well. So there is a battle between Papu and Spam there for that 8th place as we go into the not last lap, into the second lap. Last lap would be nice, right? If the fight would be so close.
Well, if this was the last lap,
yeah.
Whew. Oh, Spam dropping down again a bit.
Yeah.
To the red.
Oh, all survived. Spam not with a mistake this time, but Spam with more speed compared to Pack. Pack geared up just at the top of the mountain or the block, and therefore loses an additional amount of speed. So Spam now in P7. This is a direct battle here. It can't get better than that. It's direct battle here between Pack and Spam here for the qualification for the LAN event. But also consider Matt making it. This could also happen. But right now it's looking good. We just have a battle here for that first race between Kappa, Bren, and Massa. So Massa playing for that 100 euro because he's definitely not able to make it. But just when I say that, Massa is failing that Neo slide, dropping a bit further behind. And now we see Kappa and Bren. Who's gonna take it for the first place? Oh, Massa with a mistake.
Matt has died and Riolo also.
Oh, what is happening? So Pack all of a sudden down as we see Spam now up to P4. So Spam is in a very, very comfortable place. But of course he's getting pressured by Pack because Pack is delivering. Pack has a really good step. But we see Kappa as well with a very good step here as he has the most amount of points here with 49 points in total. So this is really looking good for the Czech player. Bren still in the lead, but Bren, oh wait a minute, so Bren can also make it, right? If Pack and Spam both are not making it, with points wise, Bren can make it. Oh man, so this is so much going on here. So one mistake from Spam, and it's over and GG for him. And this is what Pack, who's just behind him, and 3 seconds behind the leader, who needs to rely on that. And now it's looking good for the Dutch player. Battling it out with Scrappy. Who didn't lose his points before, but on the 4th map, unfortunately for him. Ooh, Pack with a good line there. Loses a bit of speed, kind of. Looked like that a bit. Oh yeah, that was close. Okay, who's surviving that? Oh, Pack with such a risky line. And we see Scrappy not with the best amount of speed as we go into the 4th lap. Pack gets now attacked by Papu. But still nothing really happened here as we see just Massa overtaking Matt and Revolution there. So both... Wait, what happened to Revo? Okay, Revo got overtaken by Tween there. So not a lot going on at the moment. Well, let's focus here on this battle here. But Bren with a respawn. Bren with a respawn. So Bren from P1 down. He is just dead. Bren is down to P8. And this is not looking good for him that he's gonna make it. So bad stuff there for him. So Kappa now up to P1 with 49 points. Then we have Spam just behind him, half a second. And of course, Scrappy behind him. Then we have Pack. So Pack really just in the top 5 all of the maps. But is not able to get closer towards Spam because Spam is just playing out of his mind as well. But of course we have 3 more identities to come. 3 more times where players can make a mistake. And he needs to rely on a mistake from either Kappa or Spam. So 3 more times. Spam releases a lot. Scrappy goes for the risk. So Spam not able to grant himself a lot of speed over that section. And therefore Pack actually overtakes Spam here. And this is a signal for Spam that he knows, yo, Pack is here. He's here and he wants those plays. But still, I mean, if he makes a mistake, I think it's not even sufficient for him. Because you see the gaps here from P3 towards P9. It's like 8 seconds. Of course, a mistake is very, very costly. But still, Spam is just saving it here. As we see, he didn't go for that jump, which is a really, really smart decision. But it's most likely Spam who is able to qualify himself. Because it's really looking good for him. No major mistakes for him.
Yeah, he will completely save it now to the finish line. I won't see anything risky anymore.
Smart decision though. Very, very smart decision. So Kappa still in the lead. As we see really huge gaps between all of the players. There's no player cuddling with each other, as we see 1 second, 2 seconds, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 8 seconds for the top 8. So nothing is really happening. So everyone is just playing it safe, as we just see Pack being in P4 and just waits for either Spam or Kappa that they made a mistake. But it's really looking good for them, as Spam just save it, just does it very, very conservatively yet again. Oh, but who made a mistake? Wait, it was Riolo who dropped a bit behind, and as well as Aurel. So Aurel, 8th place now. 71 points that can be lost. Wait a minute. If Aurel loses his point... Nah, it's not enough. Okay. Oh, and Matt also down to P14. So, sorry for my anticlimactic commentating here, but it's not a lot of happening here. It's not like that someone could make it or something like that. And that's what I was speaking about beforehand. That if this happens, then nothing will happen. So Spam approaching the underground for the last time in 3rd place now. Oh, not getting the best line here, but still looking good for him. He gets overtaken by Pack though, but this is not enough. This is definitely not enough for Pack. If Spam will mess up this identity, then this could happen. But Spam is just, he's 12 seconds out of 9th place. So there is nothing that could happen to him unless he, I don't know, his internet dies or his PC dies. But yeah, who's gonna take that 3rd place? Is it Pack or Spam? Who's gonna take it? Pack is doing it really good, so Pack up to P3. But unfortunately, Pack is not going to the LAN. After that good performance, Pack is not able to make that. So Spam is making it, deserved though for the effort. Then we have Kappa winning the map actually. So 100 euro for the Czech player. And yeah, we see Riolu granting himself 64 points, or no, 66 points over this step. So this is good for him as well. Coco is able to finish. Wait, what?
No, he's not.
Okay, so nice one. Okay, so GG's here from all of the player. Congrats, Tim. Just as Riolo saying, Massa was not able to make that. Aurel winning the step with 78 points, followed up by Kappa with 69 points. Just kidding. Then we have Riolu. So a lot of points here, actually. A lot of points for a step. We only see like 2 or 3 players from the bottom places who really lost their points. So a lot of points here. I think this is the most amount of points we have seen so far. So Aurel in 1st, Kappa in 2nd, Riolo in 3rd, Pack in 4th place, Spam in 5th, Scrappy in 6th place. Wait, no, Scrappy in 7th place, Papu in 6th, and Roland in 8th place. And this is the total standing. We have Pack, unfortunately, with 109, so he woke up a bit too late, or he just hadn't had the time for the step, or for the steps. So unfortunate to see that. But those are the players here: Papu, Riolu, Aurel, Call, Kappa, Scrappy, Spam, and Tween, who qualified themselves for the LAN event in Lyon on the 1st of March. The other players will play against the top players from the OGL and will battle it out there. 2 players from the TMGL could drop down, but I don't see Pack dropping down. I can't see them dropping down.
That would be quite weird to see, indeed. But yeah, that's the group stage.
Yeah, that's the group stage. I'm not sure if I'm able to cast the, not the TMGL playoff, but the qualification for the OGL players. But we will see.
I'm actually not sure when it